Hey there everybody, welcome to my channel. At the time of recording this is a Sunday afternoon for me. And here I am with another Schrade and another Melon knife. These guys are pretty neat. I have a ton of them, or my grandfather, I should say, had a ton of them. You may or may not know this about California, but California is a very big agricultural sector, and so it's not a surprise that we have a lot of melon knives. I'm sure my grandfather would have come across a bunch of them. So this is another example of them. I've told this story before, but if you're new to the channel or just haven't heard it, I once got myself in trouble with these melon knives because on one trip up to my grandparents' house, sitting around, it was not too exciting in their house, and so I would get up to mischief. And one day I took one of these melon knives out and, I don't know, decided I was some kind of a ninja or something, and I was throwing it at a tree, trying to stick it into the tree, kind of like a throwing knife kind of thing. And eventually I bent the blade, and the reason I'm bringing this up on this one is this one might have been the one that I bent. And the reason I say that is because it looks to me like there's a little bit of a curve going that way on this big old knife. It's really slight, but it just kind of curves to the left there a little bit. You can maybe see it there, but yeah. And as it went, I had always heard stories from my father about how mean and brutal my grandfather was, and I expected him to just flip out. And he did not. He didn't seem to really care. I just think he didn't really want to deal with it. He was like, whatever. And then my grandmother basically nagged him into showing me how to fix it. So my grandfather took me out into the garage, took a torch, one of those plumber's torches, and heated it up, bent it into place, and tempered it in water to show me how to do that. And that was about it. Didn't yell and scream or anything. I thought he would have a fit. He did not. He just showed me that, put it back into the knife holder that he had it in, and went back to reading his Louis L'Amour Western books. So there you go. Here's the Schrade tang stamp. So that's pretty neat, this melon knife. I've had melon knives before. I don't know if I had the manufacturer on them. It says stainless steel here. And it's a nice example. No advertising or anything like that. There's some kind of, looks like pinstriping on there. I'm not sure if it's showing up. But these are Delrin handles, some brass liners. No idea when this was manufactured or anything. But it's a nice example. It has a nice, for what it is, has a nice walk and talk, good snap. And yeah, just kind of an usual big old huge long knife for cutting into melons, watermelons, that sort of thing, make samples. Stuff like that. So yeah, and it's other than that, slight bend that I was mentioning, it's really pristine knife. Nothing wrong with the handles. There are, there's a kind of a scratch there, and it's worn from use, but that's about it. Pretty neat. These are just kind of neat knives because they have the unusual shape. Not worth a whole ton. I think they actually still make them these days. But they kind of a nostalgia factor, nostalgia for me, because I just remember being a young kid and going, whoa, check out that big old huge long knife. So there you go. Schrade Cutlery Company melon knife. Okay, hope you enjoyed that little story. Walk down memory lane for me. And I will talk to you next time. Bye now.